Good afternoon, YouTubers. Well, I'm just waiting. Fiona's gone to the pharmacy to pick up my prescription. Should have done it yesterday, but as you know, we had car difficulties. First time I've driven the car since it's been done. And brand new clutch, bit snatchy, you know, whoa. So hopefully the cable will hold out. As I said, there was a plastic nut which has been replaced with a metal one now, so fingers crossed that'll be okay, it'll keep going. If not, we'll need a new cable. So a lot of criticism of Ford cars, I know. I'll just wind that window up. A lot of traffic coming past, bit of noise. A lot of criticism of Fords, but you know, when I was in my 20s, I had quite a few Fords, and they were all right. They were easy to fix. Well, they had to be, because you know we were all skint in those days when you're 20, and you've got to fix things yourself. You know, you've got to figure it out. You know, like if your wheel bearing goes, you've got to think, oh shit. And you've got to find the tools. You've got to buy a wheel bearing, and you've got to figure out how to fit it. You know, and this is how it was. And you know, we didn't have YouTube videos, YouTube tutorials. You know, changing a wheel bearing on a Ford Cortina. And I had loads of Fords. I actually like, and it's sad, isn't it? But I like Fords. I think Fords are all right. I mean, I'm a big Toyota fan. I've had the Toyotas, as you know, for years. I gave the one away. I've had a Lexus LS 400 for I don't know how long we've had it. 15, no, it must be 20 years now. And they're a fantastic car. Toyotas are the best cars in the world. You know, I've had a few Toyotas and they just keep on running. They're definitely my favourite. And they weren't originally, you know, going back to the 80s and the 90s, they were so easy to fix, but they just didn't hit the luxury car market. Anyway, I bought an old LS 400 in 1990, which was the first year of issue, the first year they came out in the UK. And it had a lot of miles on it. It had about 140,000 miles, something like that, when I got it second hand. I think I give about 1,500 for it. You know, I didn't have it from new or anything like that. I couldn't afford that, but we got it, and it was really, really nice car, and we've still got it. Don't use it because we had re-registering issues because it failed. Filled on the exhaust pipe. The exhaust pipe was £1,000, and so you know, one thing, it's just finished up being parked up for a long time, and that's why I'm using this one. But it would be nice to get it going one day. I've given it to Ben and Fiona, so it's theirs now. Hopefully, I mean it runs, but I think it needs a new water pump. There's issues, but it's such a fucking good car. I mean, I love Toyotas. You know, if I was in the market for a new car, I would only ever buy Toyotas or Volkswagen. I've always wanted a Volkswagen Golf. I used to deal in cars many years ago. Used to buy and sell them just to make a few quid, and it was hard work. And I bought a Golf a few times, and wow, I thought, what a really good car. I really like the Golf. But then someone comes along a few weeks later and starts wanting to buy it off you, and then reluctantly you sell it, and you make a profit on it. But people just didn't want to sell the Volkswagen Golf in those days. And I mean, I'm not talking a fancy one like a GTI or anything like that, just a normal 1600 2-litre Golf. What a cracking car, really good car. You know, friends of mine have had them, and like I say, I've bought and sold the odd one, and I've wished I could keep one for myself, but everyone always wants to buy them off you. So I mean the 80s really was the late 90s. Well, when I was buying and selling cars, and then I really stopped doing it after that because it's just too much. It's too much. You need premises and one thing and another, and everything starts getting expensive unless you go big time dealing. You know, me and my brother used to go to car auctions and buy the odd car and just see how we got on with it. Sometimes you made a few £100 on it. Sometimes you blew your brains out. Had to scrap it. I mean, you know, it's just part luck, isn't it? I mean, that's the way me and Mick were. We just used to just. You have to speculate to accumulate, don't you? But yeah, the Volkswagen Golf stood out as a really, really good car. Fiona used to have a Volkswagen Polo, and that was very good. But Toyota by far the best. By far the best. If I was in the market, like I say, for a new car or a good second-hand car, I would not entertain anything other than a Toyota. Really, that's my professional opinion. There are lots of other good cars out there on the market. I'm not knocking them. But today I'm here in my daughter's Ford, and I'm hoping it doesn't have any more clutch problems. And it runs around, it's cheap. And like I said, back in the 80s, I had things like Mark III and Mark IV Escorts. And I honestly thought they were a really, really, really good car. You could fix everything on them. It was a 4-door hatchback. Well, the one I even had a 2-door hatchback. And they were such good cars. I really, really liked them. In fact, it was hard to improve on them, I thought, at the time. Because they were so easy to fix. Anything went wrong with them, you could fix them yourself. And that saves you a fortune in garage bills. I mean, in those days, you know, I'd be quite happy to jack the vehicle up and dig the snow out from around the car and go underneath and take the gearbox off. And they'd come in with big fat fingers and try and get back to normality before going back and doing a bit more, you know, outside the house. You can't work on cars outside the house anymore, especially not in snowdrifts and that. And looking back, I laugh at the sort of things we did, you know, at the levels of desperation that were going on just to stay mobile. And yeah, but I mean, I always thought Fords were a really good car, especially the Escort. I think the Escort was my favourite Ford, the Mark III and the Mark IV. They were really, really good cars. Couldn't afford the Scorpion and the things like that. The Granada was a good car. I like the Mark III Cortina. I wasn't so keen on the Mark IV and the Mark V, but the Mark III was one of my favourites. But I mean, looking back at it, it was a bit doggy, wasn't it? It had them horrible back suspension. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just sitting back and thinking. But Ford have changed a lot. I mean, the KA is a Fiat 500, isn't it? You know, they've done a lot of... I used to be a big Nissan fan. My dad had a few Nissans, and they were really, really good. And then Nissan brought out a van that was a Peugeot or something. And I thought all they'd done is they took the Peugeot badges off and put Nissan badges on it. And you think, well, I would have bought it if I thought it was a Nissan. But when I knew it was a Peugeot, I thought, no, I'm not buying that. And so they con you, don't they? They trick you into thinking it's something else, and it's not. And a lot of that went on. A lot of Rovers that you bought at one point were Japanese Hondas. And they were good. I've had a few of them. Can't remember how many. At least one. I towed a caravan all the way to Spain with one of them. But I think we abandoned it down in Portugal. Flew home. I could tell you some stories about we've abandoned cars all over Europe. They just tow them to the scrapyard. Someone make some money, don't they? Yes, it was funny. Anyway, I'll try and make some more videos while I'm out and about. And like I say, I'm going to do some sunbathing today. Might have a go of my air pistol. Get my Chinese air pistol out. Do some target shooting, see if I can still hit the target, see how steady my hand still is. Not very steady by the looks of it, but we'll see if I can still hit a target. It gives me a good insight into my condition, because they keep topping me up with blood for my blood levels, but they start to fall again slowly. So I might have to keep going back for a top up. And I said to the doctor, well, how long is that going to be? How long is it going to have to do that for? And he went, how long's a piece of string? You know. So that's just the way we are. So at the moment, I'm feeling good. I still need to rest, of course. Can't be doing too much energetic things. And we're going to the boat, so I might make a video on the boat. Fiona needs a few things. And we're looking forward to getting back on the boat and doing the windows, because we've got to do the windows on the other side. And Fiona's ladder and a few things. I actually prefer living on the boat to the house, but the house is obviously bigger and more comfortable. But it's the pikey in me, you see. I just like the boat. I like the rocking in bed and one or two other things. I just like the boat more. It's just me. So I'll leave you there for now, and hopefully we'll make another video later.